Attention, everybody. The views expressed on the show are not necessarily those of Acts Ministry, Acts Media Group, and/or their affiliate and subordinate ministries and/or nonprofits. I guess I could have said that more officially.
So, without any further ado,
I think that means add to. Today's topic: funny stories of friends, and not the show either.
oh darn!
Good morning! Coming to you live from Acts Media Group headquarters here in beautiful Springfield, Missouri. It's the Morning Drive with Matt and Jay with the hosts. Matt and Jay. And Steve.
Hey!
Just change it to the Morning Drive with Matt and Jay and Steve.
Okay.
Matt and Jay and Steve.
Matt and Jay and Steve. Mic drop. No, not
Mic
that
drop.
Steve. Not that Steve.
Not Stevie Schultz. Steve Schultz. Well, this doesn't even sound like me, does it? It sounds weird. It sounds different.
That's not you.
It is.
I mean, that's you, but
Well,
you know, when you get allergies, your voice when you start singing sounds so much different.
yeah.
Rachel realized that when she would sing, she's like, "Wow."
Oh yeah, because you got like a little bit of an echoing chamber in your.
Yeah, or
Like
nasal.
you can hear it on mine. My head is plugged up like crazy.
Yeah, I could tell because I've known you long enough to know that your voice does not sound.
Okay, so and it's apparently I'm working out a lot more than I thought. I think it's probably just because I'm pacing a lot because of the anxiety issue.
You're trying to keep your mind off of it.
Yes, trying to. Now we talked about anxiety yesterday, and I've got an appointment to talk to the doctor on the phone today at 9:30. So Jay's gonna help get Dr. Paul and Nancy started because I'm gonna be on the phone talking to the doctor about my sinuses and my anxiety, and then I've got this like rub rash on my ankle that's been there for the last 6 months that just won't go away. So,
Rub rash? What?
Yeah. Well, it started when I was wearing these tennis shoes, and it rubbed a raw spot there, and it just like I catch myself scratching it in the middle of the night, and it just keeps on. It's not. It's grown quite a bit, but you know I don't want to. I don't want to lose my foot.
No.
So that's one of those things that. Do I really need to go to the doctor about that? Do I have the money to go to the doctor about that? No, I don't.
Steve said we're early. What's up?
We are. No, we're actually on time, which is early for us.
Wow.
Hi, Mrs. Fleetwood.
Linda
Miss
Fleetwood?
Fleetwood.
I miss you, Fleetwood. Wait.
Somebody's going to say, aren't you a little early?
Yeah, someone's going to say that.
And a
I know,
cheery morning.
and I know that's somebody.
Leave it to be Steve.
No.
Steve Schultz.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to say. It'll be.
That he's already said it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Way to go, Steve.
Even apart, we're together. We've added a new reaction so you can show extra support with many of us.
Good morning,
Many of us
Wendy
are part of it.
Jenkins.
Wendy Jenkins.
Yeah. Wendy, you missed the ice cream. I'm so sorry. That's a long story.
What now?
No, I just said she missed this. She had to work yesterday because we had ice cream, Chick-fil-A, and the chicken place, the Christian chicken place.
We'll call it just Christian chicken.
Christian chicken.
That works. That's perfect.
Remember to hit
That's
that thumbs up.
Yes.
Subscribe. If you don't want all the notifications, you can turn
Wendy
those off.
Jenkins.
But please subscribe.
Yeah,
it really helps
please
us out
do.
if you do that.
Yeah.
Yes, that would be a good idea.
Leave a comment and share it.
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
That way we can.
You're early. What's up?
Yes.
And a cheery morning, guys.
Select a friend that you might think would benefit or enjoy our show.
You're
Yes,
welcome,
absolutely.
Wendy.
So, yeah. And also, yesterday was the final day for the dollar for dollar match, but that doesn't mean you still
Ooh.
can't donate.
Do we have a total?
I don't know. Not yet. I have not received a total. But we are in June, I believe. We're working on the dates. I think we got it locked down, but I want to double check and make sure. But it will be in June. We're going to have, I think, the talent show and what do you call that? Telethon.
Yeah. For
Telethon.
this time it's going to be
Fundraising.
not just 1 2 days.
Telethon.
It's going to be 5 days.
5 days.
5
Well,
days.
It's in 5 days. You can do it.
I'll have to be done by like
the
7
full-
o'clock because
Like early in the morning.
on the last day because
Oh.
it's going to be through the week.
Through the week, it'll have to be.
Somebody going to have to take your place.
Take your place.
That's all right. I got an assistant. So
That's not an easy thing to do.
no,
You
it's
go,
not.
Jay. You go. Yeah. You go.
You sound like we all go.
Introduce your replacement.
Yeah. 9.
9. I did see a funny picture. Somebody's mad. I don't even know if it's true what they said or not, but they had our mayor Ken McClure. They had they put a little Hitler mustache on him and called him Mayor McFuhrer.
What?
Not as bad
'Cause
as
it-
Governor of Michigan.
Well, because I mean, I don't think it's true. I mean, we would have heard it by now. Let's double check and make sure. They said some 20 more days or something like that.
I think he's going to do what he thinks is necessary.
Yeah.
The
And I
15th,
don't-
I think, is only the 15th for Branson, but now Branson may end up coming aboard on the 5th.
I mean, I've been able to go back and forth to work and to the store, no problem. I haven't really gone anywhere else.
Yes, he
so
took his wife a
I haven't
cookie.
been harassed or stopped for any reason.
We had some amazing cookies yesterday
Yes, we did. And
Yeah.
Rachel really loved them.
and today.
So Rachel got in. Sorry for the rest of you that weren't here, but the cookies were amazing.
Yeah, I thought that lady. I thought she was just joking, but no, she's serious. She says, "I'll bring you some cookies."
Yeah.
She brought some cookies.
I bet you we get more cookies now.
I'm stalking her at the front door just to open the door for her.
Right. Well,
That's right.
Fighting her, people brawling on the front step, and she won't be able to get in because we'll all be
it's like,
fighting
did I just
over.
see Jay elbow drop somebody? What is he doing there?
Hey, this is about cookies now.
Yeah,
this is serious.
This is
This
some
is serious.
serious stuff here.
Yes.
Cookies are
When it
serious.
comes-
These
to
cookies
cookies?
are serious.
Those cookies were serious.
Yes.
That's why they're just about all gone except for one.
What a plethora of flavor. And still, even though there was so much interesting flavor and differences between them and they didn't abandon the chocolate chip cookie classic chocolate
No?
chip cookie platform.
No, because I tasted the coconut, I tasted the raisin, I tasted all the ingredients of
the
the
dark
walnuts?
chocolate chips. There were many dark chocolate chips.
Yes.
And still, it was a chocolate chip cookie. You wouldn't eat this and say, this isn't a chocolate chip cookie. It was a chocolate
And there was
chip
oatmeal
cookie.
in it, obviously.
Yeah,
So
something like that. yeah.
Cookies that are healthy for you.
They were so good.
and
know?
they weren't no bake.
I wonder if they're low sodium,
I
made with Mrs. Salt.
Probably not.
Mrs. Salt.
Cookies are low sodium
Dr.
anyway.
Pepper. Yeah, they are. Married to a doctor.
Good
Yeah,
morning,
so-
Becky.
Becky says Jay makes some awesome peanut butter cookies.
I do, and I found the
He also
classic
makes
recipe.
a Jello-like
So
cake, chocolate cake.
the classic recipe that I use is Pillsbury. So you can buy Pillsbury.
But this is like in a Pillsbury cookbook.
It's online.
Is it?
You can just look it up online. Pillsbury peanut butter cookies.
I've got.
And it comes out better if you make a double batch because you have twice as much.
Yeah.
And this is going to be during the telethon, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, that's a good
Wait
idea.
till
We
you
can make
hear
them.
what
Would it
I'm
take an
gonna
hour?
do.
How long do they have to bake?
They bake. Well, it depends on your oven because ovens are different. Like
So
the
if we're
oven
using
I went from gas to
toaster
electric.
ovens.
Toaster. You just watch for the color. So once they're the golden brown, the color that you want, you
Could we get that done in an hour?
yeah.
All right.
Hey, you
Oh,
know
yeah.
what?
It takes about an hour.
I downloaded that network that deals with a lot of food,
Yeah.
and I got some recipes.
Yeah. So on the show,
You
I
wonder why I
think
took the headphones off.
in an hour we could mix them and probably bake them all.
I've already got enough pressure in my sinuses, and the
You don't
headphones
need
weren't
more.
helping any. Yeah.
But yeah, we can have food wars.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
let's have a food fight in
Cook
here.
off.
Let's just
Cook
Put-
off. I'm saying.
put tarp up here, and we could do it outside.
I'll bring my best recipe.
I'll bring mine.
And look out, guys, because you ain't winning this one.
I don't know, Jay.
Jay,
We're part of the same family.
Look at the meat man
Look,
here.
Have
Hey,
you had Dad's concoctions?
You know what? You can.
Yes, I have.
Hey, listen. You can use whatever form of logic you want
Are we already
to
talking trash?
pre-compete
before the
to
competition?
pre-compete on this cook-off. You're gonna lose.
See, he's talking smack. He's trying to make me lose before we even start. Have you had my cooking?
No, I'm not trying to make you lose. I'm just saying. No, I'm just.
I'm just enjoying the scenery.
You're not even in this, Steve.
Well,
Becky says that she will judge. Laugh out loud.
All right.
Now, what are we cooking? Are we cooking?
I think we should do a full. So we should do, what is it, a 3-course meal? So we should do an appetizer
Right.
on it one show. Our best appetizer. Bring our best appetizer recipe. But now each show, so each show, one of us would do the appetizer, one of us would do the main course, and one of us would do the dessert.
You talking about involving Steve?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it takes 3 of us to do a 3-course, right? Appetizer, main course meal. I mean,
and
dessert.
I'll do the dessert.
No, but then the next show.
Oh, I see what you're
So
saying.
then the next show, you would bring your best appetizer recipe,
Okay.
and then we'd switch. And so then each of us would bring, over the course of 3 or 6 shows, or 9, or however many it takes, we would all get an opportunity to present our best appetizer, our best main course, and our best dessert.
Yeah.
All right.
Would chili be considered a main course?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do.
But yeah, my chili.
But I'll do chili too, and you'll lose.
No.
I've
I've got a family recipe spanning generations.
generations.
Well, there we
Generations. And I have one of Dad's secrets, which I'm not gonna.
I'm gonna start.
Disclose.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna start a tradition that will last through millennia.
Millennia. Be like
I've
10,000
got-
year from now. Watch this video.
Spaghetti.
Watch to see how the ancients ate.
Yeah.
I've got
So why are they
spaghetti
putting
with
so
it.
much pepper in that thing?
You know,
Why is the pepper orange?
my father-in-law had spaghetti, but he did a sauce that people actually came up to us and said, what store did you get that from?
Now I used to make my spaghetti sauce in a crock pot.
Yeah, and that's
And it was
the
a-
way to do it.
It was a 2-day deal, and I'm not talking about buying spaghetti sauce and adding to it. I'm talking about tomato
Tomatoes.
sauce, stewed tomatoes, tomato paste, onions, and I mean the meat and everything.
Oh, man.
My video interrupted. What's going on?
And you
How
can put a
rude.
little bit of flour that makes the sauce a little more sticky and a little thicker. I mean,
don't
not a
know.
lot of flour.
I'm not sure Rachel would know the ingredients for sure, but I think that would be awesome.
Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on. Of course, Facebook is doing the whole where it's showing live video interrupted.
Oh, J. Joe Fox, well, welcome. She's from the north. She is from Canada.
I mean, these are just eyes.
Yeah,
We're
could
thinking.
do that, Steve.
I mean, this would be fun to do, but right now it's
Set
just an
the smoker up in the
imagination
parking
thing.
lot here.
I don't think they'd allow it.
Oh yeah,
They might.
I could talk to Rick.
Oh.
We go to
Ooh.
church with Rick,
Oh.
and we could help. We could feed some homeless folk.
There you go.
Be a whole ordeal.
Wow. Yeah, Miss Fox.
But that's another. We
we're-
need to form a committee.
She wanted to know what we were all rambling about. I was like, well,
Cook off.
Food.
cooking,
Cook off.
cook off. There you go. There's your answer.
But hey, it's just an idea. You know we won't do it, but it's a good to think about. It's fun to think about.
What do you mean by that?
Darren,
Well, because you guys won't bring it.
Darren Gladding, welcome to the
You don't want
party.
to. You don't want none of this.
See, he's talking smack. Quit it, Jay.
I'm not talking smack.
Yeah, you don't want
I'm
none of
not.
this.
I'm just saying.
I'll set that smoker up right outside there, and you could smoke one day, and I'll smoke the next, and
And you guys will be smoking.
then
I don't smoke. Well, I don't smoke meats.
I was gonna say you don't
I do
smoke.
something
I
else,
understand.
though.
I understand. You don't want none of this. I got you.
Oh no, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid.
And
I'll bring
and
something
I'll
else to the
help.
table. You just see.
So who would we have judge this?
Anybody that wants to.
But it has to be the same dish, the same type of dish. It can't
No.
be
Your
Well-
best dish.
my best dish versus your best dish.
Yep. Yep.
This is going down. This is going to go
Is-
down.
You guys ain't gonna bring it. You don't want none of this. I know you don't.
You're gonna
You know
have
what,
to
you just
stay
don't-
tuned and watch this.
No, it's not happening today.
I'm not even.
obviously.
I'm not even planning on doing it. I'm just gonna make mine at home and eat it because you guys ain't gonna bring it.
Okay. Well,
Well, there you go.
I know you're scared.
I can understand why you want to eat it
I know
at
you're
home.
scared. I
Because you
understand.
don't want to
I
actually
get
bring
it.
it to the table because you know it's
Right.
not going to be as good as you're building it up to be.
Look, I know you're scared.
all right.
I know you're scared.
I'm shaking in my boots.
I can tell.
I'm shaking in my apron.
And yes, my dessert would be the peanut butter cookies.
Well, my dessert would be probably peanut butter cookies or pumpkin pie whip.
Ooh.
How about this? Cheesecake roll-ups.
Ooh. You know what's good? You know what's good? Peanut butter cookies
Mouth is
dipped
watering.
in pumpkin whip.
Oh,
What is?
Peanut butter cookies dipped in pumpkin whip.
Oh yeah,
oh man.
I'm just saying, with a little bit of whipped
pumpkin
cream.
pie whip.
We're gonna have our own Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh no, that pumpkin pie whip is like a pumpkin pie in a pudding,
Yeah, like yeah,
and it's amazing.
with a little bit of whipped cream.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course. The whipped cream's
You know what I'm
mixed in
saying?
it.
We can even make it. Make the whipped cream.
Yeah, we can.
Oh, this
yeah.
ain't sweet enough. A little
yeah.
more sugar.
My sister-in-law has a
you don't just get what you pay
has
for.
a professional
You make it the way you want it.
kitchen brand
Oh, I'm sure.
Kitchen
thing that
brand
whisks.
what? You whisk it on your own. You whisk it by hand.
You don't why work smarter, not
Because
harder.
when you do this, right, and you're all with that bowl and that cream and vanilla and sugar smell with the cool air rises up, whips up into your face. I mean, you don't even need to eat it. It's so good.
Jonathan Cressman said, "For free food, I'll be homeless for a day." You should
Way to
give
go,
him
Jonathan.
some. Matt, you need to bring your smoke. Okay, yes. So it looks like, I mean, I guess, are we boring people?
I might make a stew.
Okay, so today's topic
Hi, Rach.
is funny stories of friends. So, and we want to at least touch on that. Rachel O'Mickey Mack is on with us today.
Yes.
Um,
Wake up.
I don't remember funny stories, friends.
you know, well, I'm not talking about the show Friends.
Of my friends. My friends aren't very funny. Except you. You and Steve.
Yeah,
You guys are my only friends anyway.
no Barney.
Yeah.
Barney.
Forget about Barney.
Yeah, Bunny's got. Yeah,
He's
put
funny
something
too.
heavy on it.
Yes, that was pretty funny.
That was pretty funny.
So we had real quick. I know you got a funny one. You about died laughing before we even got started.
Yeah, but I know you got one about your dad. Well,
Oh yeah, well it involves you and Dan. But I'm going to talk about this. Okay, so here's
Go
the
ahead.
setup. We
disassembled the studio.
disassembled the studio that we originally started the morning drive-in, right?
Right.
And it's all this pink foam that we had nailed up with
the egg crate foam.
yeah,
Right.
And it was nailed up with those nails that are designed to hold on like wrapping for a house or whatever.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking
Shingles.
Shingles and stuff. Yeah,
It's called a roofing nail.
a roofing nail with the big old round plastic deal on it.
Oh yeah,
Martin
yeah,
Dome.
yeah, oh yeah.
So we were taking those out, took them all down,
Stacked them
Stacked
up. It was
them
like
up.
a 4-foot tall stack.
yeah, and Barney's. You're like,
And I was like, I'm gonna throw them away unless you want them, Barney, because I don't have a place to put them. They just take up too much space.
and he said, "Well, no,
I'll squish them down.
I'll take them and I'll squish them down." Jay goes, "Well, how are you gonna squish them down?" Without missing a beat, Barney says, "Put something heavy on it." And I mean, that may not sound funny to you guys, but we laughed for a good 5 minutes straight on this because of just how there wasn't even a missed beat or anything. It's like, well, how are you gonna squash them down, Barney? Put something heavy on them.
Yeah.
So now, whenever we have something that's funny as far as obviousness, that's what I say. You just put something heavy on it, Jay.
Yeah, you gotta try. You gotta get some of this egg crate foam and
And
try
you'd
this.
only
It's-
laugh if you were there.
Yeah. No, I mean it's pretty funny.
It was pretty funny.
I mean, I was laughing. It's funny.
Okay.
I mean,
so-
you think because the foam is soft that makes sense.
right?
It doesn't.
No,
It doesn't work.
because
He
You-
tried.
you can put 500 pounds on it and it still.
It'll fall over.
It'll fall over.
You have 500 pounds dropping on your foot.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
would suck. That put a real damper on the day.
Yeah. It'd be like a stack of cards, when you do the 52 pickup.
Yeah.
Yep. Been
Yeah,
there.
It would do that. It would do that on you.
Yeah. That was always so irritating.
It didn't. He tried it with like a toolbox or something
Yeah, and it didn't work.
from his truck, the truck toolbox.
Yeah, and he ended up throwing them away.
Yeah. Too much.
They'd make. I guess they'd be great to throw on a bonfire.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
they'd burn for a long time. I guess that's the same thing as burning styrofoam and tires.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah. Huh?
Huh?
That's Steve Schultz says that's what happened to me. Someone put something heavy on me.
Oh, jeez.
It worked.
because he's short.
It worked on
Wow.
him.
Is that what
Man,
happened,
What do you,
Steve?
Steve? 3'6"?
3'9".
3'9". He is
Four-
tall. He's
he's
pretty.
fo-
t-
he's
pretty
4'11".
tall for.
I
He's
think
pretty tall for a Steve.
I think he's 5'1",
Yeah, 5'1".
5'1", 5'2".
Well,
Mr.
you know
Steve.
what? Short
Yeah.
people can do a lot of things that we can't.
You know, I always loved being around Steve. Made
I
me
do,
feel
too.
tall.
Yeah, larger than life.
He has somebody to look up to.
Yeah.
And you have somebody you can tell what the weather's going to be and know you know what to expect.
Right.
We love you, Steve.
Hey,
Miss you,
Steve, it's about to start raining.
Okay. Tarp drop.
Yeah. Are we going camping?
If I'm feeling better, yeah.
It'll be tonight.
No, probably not then.
Well, it's
'Cause
supposed to be really
Sunday-
nice tomorrow.
Sunday we're teaching,
Yeah.
and then I could come out tonight and just camp out in your backyard. Would that be okay?
Beautiful
Well, it
night.
depends on how I'm feeling.
Oh.
I might be. I'll probably be sleeping. As
Ah.
pounding as my headache is right now.
Ah,
It's not a headache. It's just like
Huh?
the pressure's like right here. See, look, right here.
nothing, Steve.
Is that normal?
What?
Is this
Ooh.
normal?
Oh.
It's like pressure right there.
Well, I haven't seen very many foreheads. So
And
it
none
just
as
kinda
large
looks
as
like,
mine.
just kind of looks like the only one. It's the only one I've ever seen.
Steve would say I have a 5 head.
A 5 head.
He said your forehead's all face or something like that. I can't remember how he said it.
Something like that.
Steve Schultz. So, another funny story about Friends.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Steve Schultz, there's a video out there of him dressed like a woman dancing, and
Oh man, I can't. Now I'm gonna
Oh,
have
my
like
goodness.
dress in high heels.
I'm gonna have that in my head the rest of the day.
So, anyways, you got a funny story?
Yes, I actually found, or I thought about two more, but I'll tell you the one that I was really laughing about. A friend of mine who I grew up with, he was in the neighborhood and he was really into Van Halen, and he into that song "Jump."
Oh yeah.
And
I didn't like that album.
Go ahead.
but some of it was
I know which one you're talking about.
yeah,
Jump
Well-
was fun though.
yeah, it was a cool song, and so his friend Mike, my friend, and we got together, and he's like, you know what, I got something really pretty awesome. I'm like, what are you gonna do? He gets up on the roof of his garage. And he's got jeans on. Of course, the jeans he's thinking that fits. He was a medium-sized kid. He wasn't big at all. So he decides we're playing jump, and all of a sudden he goes, "Watch this!" And he jumps, and all of a sudden you hear this rip. He ripped the whole backside of his pants.
So he basically
He's like-
exposed himself.
Yeah, so he goes, I
everybody.
think I better go change.
Johnny Rooster, welcome to the show. We're talking about funny stories of Friends.
Oh, and I'm sure he's got a bunch.
And we'll be playing today, 9 to 9:30. We will be playing a rerun of the first episode of, or the second episode of The Morning Mouth with Johnny Rooster and Pastor Matt.
That's going to be awesome.
So
Yeah.
So I'll think of, I'll do another one, but I want to hear from YouTube. But I do have a couple more
do you?
that are classic. That Rachel, if you're watching, yes, whether she likes it or not.
You guys tell us, you know, put a funny story or just a funny one-liner in the comments. To you know, our job today. We want to make people laugh today.
It's Funny Friday.
It's Funny Friday, and we're funny. I gotta, you know, do something to keep my mind off of the pressure in my head.
Anxiety, the pressure.
Well, the anxiety is not
Put
so
something
bad right
heavy
now.
on it.
Huh? Put something heavy on. I realized that I look like the head, one of the Easter Island heads.
You know, Rachel's going to end up
Matt,
saying, "Put
my
something
nose is-
heavy
You're
on it."
beautiful. I love your face.
Coming
Love
from
it,
you,
love it, love
Jay.
it, love
That's
it.
disgusting.
Rachel's going to actually say, "Put something heavy on it." I'm going to start laughing. She's going, "What in
something
the
heavy on it.
world?"
Put something heavy on it. Now, Walt Justice, welcome to the show.
You had to be there. I mean, it was so funny.
Well, there's also another time. We were playing in Halltown. It was in Halltown. And I was
Okay.
like, and we were talking about something, and I was like, "Yeah, you're an attractive man." I say that, you know. I mean, if I wasn't a guy and not your relative, you know, I'd date you or something like that. And he said, "Oh, Matt, thanks. Coming from you, that's disgusting." And just the switch from that's disgusting. And then we sat there and laughed for about 5 minutes. It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
You guys got me on the radio show that time playing out of tune. Yes.
Oh yeah, that was so funny. And Steve is such a kind man.
Yeah,
he's like just playing. He's looking. You can tell he's looking at.
He's
back and
confused.
forth,
He's like-
waiting for somebody to say something.
Yeah, he's like, what? But he didn't
He's
want to be
singing
like,
along.
ugh. He didn't. He made sure not to make any weird faces.
Yeah.
What I did was, on a song that I wrote and play on a regular basis, I stretched the strings way out when I was strumming them, and then I was intentionally singing out of key.
Yeah.
And he
It
was
was
like,
horrible.
and he was like singing with us.
And Steve's singing along,
Yes.
trying to.
Yeah, and looking very confused.
Yeah, he keeps looking at me and looking at you. And,
Yeah. Like, is Matt serious right now?
and
then,
I played serious too.
yeah,
I
and
was
you
like,
go, man, that was. Go ahead, say how
that
you
was
said.
beautiful, Matt. Like the voice of an angel.
Yeah, I think I said
said
the
voice
voice
of
of
an
it. Yeah, I know, voice of an
Yeah.
angel, and we both had these serious looks on our faces.
And we started cracking up.
It was so funny.
Steve
That's
kinda-
probably somewhere out there on the radio
It is,
show
yeah.
station somewhere.
Oh man, I'd like to see
He
that.
was glad we let him in on it
Yeah.
because
Yeah, it was-
he didn't want to say anything.
See, we have a couple of those videos, I think, on our YouTube channel somewhere,
Yeah.
because we were recording them and then you were uploading them to YouTube.
I
That
don't-
was long before
so long
Facebook
ago,
Live
man.
and YouTube Live.
4 years we're coming up on July.
5.
5.
5 years.
I mean, it's like we just said this,
July 7th.
and it was
did.
4.
July 7th.
Yep.
It'd be,
we did say
5
How
5
long
years.
have you been on the show now?
Oh, he's
Is
been
it a
on with
year
us for
now?
a year. Yeah.
Yep. Been about
You've
a
been
year.
here for a year now.
Yeah.
See, it's
well, he started
flying
coming on
by.
after Axe Fest last year.
Right. I just came on right after
Oh,
Access
right.
started.
Yeah, and it's coming up,
Yep.
Yeah.
flying by.
Yep.
Yeah,
Guys,
sure
I
is.
got to do something
Steve
quick
Schultz
with my
says,
life.
"Got
I'm-
me!" Laugh out loud, all capital letters.
Yeah,
Now,
that was so fun.
and then so you responded to a text message that you thought was Jim's phone,
Yes.
and you just sent okay, and it was to my dad's phone.
Right.
So he called you,
Yes.
and he is in his truck,
yes.
and you didn't know who he was.
No.
This whole entire conversation happened while he didn't know who he was talking to.
I was
on the phone.
laughing and
Dad
going-
knew. Continue. Go ahead. Tell him.
Okay.
I'll impersonate Dad in the spots where he does his talking.
he, I'm thinking it's Jim because he was. I guess he was talking to Rainey and Dr. Marty, and so
Okay, wait a minute. So you thought it was Jim that you were talking to,
yes,
like that called you
yes,
when he called when Dad called you. You thought it was Jim.
yes. For some reason,
So
I'm
you thought
thinking-
Jim had
a-
this sense of humor.
Well, I
that
thought
is my
Jim-
dad's.
At first, I thought it was Jim's phone number, and it
Oh.
did not sound like Jim because Jim. I think you have an 816.
Not
This
saying
was
you don't have a sense of humor, Jim.
417-300. Well, I'm thinking it was a
Oh.
personal cell phone, so I'm thinking, okay, Jim's calling me, because he said something. He says I'm driving. That's what I'm driving. I can't talk right now. I'll talk to you later. And I'm like, okay. Well, then this phone rang, and I'm like, wow, he's calling me already.
It's funny.
And I'm thinking, well, when he says, "Oh," he's like, "I'm going to take all your money." Something about take all your money, get your credit. I want all your.
I want all
credit.
your credit cards, your debit cards, your PIN numbers.
Yep, exactly. And I said, "Oh yeah, you can go ahead and take it all. I don't mind because I'm playing along with it now." And
Thinking that it might be Jim.
it wasn't Jim at first.
Well,
I thought it was
obviously.
his phone number, but
okay,
it was
okay.
not Jim.
It'd be
Um,
funnier if you thought in your mind that was Jim.
Who in the
having a
world
message.
who in the world am I talking to? And he's like, I'm driving my truck. I'm like, I'm talking to a truck driver. Okay. Who is it? And at first I thought it was maybe your brother,
Oh yeah, Scott.
Scott. And I'm thinking, Scott doesn't sound like that. But he's a truck driver. Who is this? And I'm laughing, thinking I'm going along with it. And then he says, well, I'm sorry. It was so funny. He's like, I've got this truck. I've got this talk to text. In his truck. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
And he's like, when it says 68 degrees, it's 68 degrees all the way around. I'm like, Oh, it sounds sexy.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds sexy. Yeah, that's how Dad would have said
And
it.
so then I'm like, wow, all right, that's cool. 68 degrees.
Meanwhile, he still doesn't know who he's talking to.
So
So funny. I'm sorry. I'm just imagining it.
He's like going on and on about
Happy birthday
to
you.
Yeah, he
That's-
starts going, happy birthday to you.
Mr. President.
Exactly.
Oh,
And
that
I'm
was-
like,
that was
oh,
Maryland.
That was no. I said, well, that sounds like Maryland. And then after I said that sounds like Maryland, he goes, that was Maryland.
Yeah, that was Maryland.
And I was like,
That's Maryland.
okay. And I'm
That
like,
sounds like your
wow,
dad.
I'm laughing. Rachel
Still doesn't know who he's talking to.
Rachel saw me, and I'm in tears, laughing. And I'm
Happy
like,
birthday, Mr. President.
and all of a sudden,
Yeah, that was Maryland.
exactly. And so all of a sudden he's like, well, I'll talk to you or see you tomorrow night.
Oh.
Meaning this was Wednesday, and Thursday is
This
when
makes my head
Veterans
feel good.
Church. And so he's like, well, I'll talk to you tomorrow. I was like, tomorrow night? And I was like, tomorrow. Oh, man. And then I got off the phone. I was like, it's Bruce.
This Bruce Pearson. That's my dad. My daddy. My daddy. He doesn't like it when I call him
Oh,
Dee.
but
Hey,
that
Dee.
was so funny how he imitated the voice.
That was the funny one,
it's
too.
68
At
Oh,
church that day?
Oh, yeah.
You had him so mad.
Oh, yeah, because there was a person that went to church with us that
He's
decided
classically trained operatics.
Yes.
And he was the music leader.
that, well,
oh, no,
his
Morning
brother
Cheddar.
was the music leader.
Yeah, it was funny.
And
He would
So
be
he's-
talking to you, and
and
he'd
just in
just
the
all
middle
of a
of
sudden bust
talking-
out into opera.
yeah, and it'd be like songs that you don't usually sing opera to.
And it was every time you talked to him.
Every time. And then it'd be like, I'll fly away, oh glory, I'll fly away. And so I latched onto that, and I punched the dead horse in the mouth many, many times with that. And Dad said, I'm going to kill you. Stop doing that. I'm like, okay, I love you, Dad. He
Right
was
in front
so
of the church.
mad. He was so mad. It was
Morning,
funny.
Amy. Thanks for joining the party.
Oh, man.
Jennifer, I will be online tonight, so.
That's a 10-4.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, that was one of the funnier times. But he was serious. Dad was serious. He really did not want me to continue singing like that.
Then there was the Waffle House incident, but I don't really remember much of it. I remember you with the
Oh, yeah,
drawing
yeah,
on
yeah,
your
yeah.
face, but I don't remember that I did that to you
Yeah,
like, on purpose. I don't remember intentionally,
So-
letting you go.
So we used to go to that particular overnight breakfast eatery. That's what it's known for, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
And we used to go there every Saturday after going to the bar.
Uh-huh.
We'd always be drunk. Go in there.
That's a good place to go after you're.
A lot
after
of
the
people, a
bar.
lot of drunk people go there
Yeah.
because there's something about their greasy hash browns that just.
Oh, so good.
Smothered, covered.
Everything they have. I
Yeah.
love everything they have. They
Yeah.
don't have
Yeah.
anything
Smothered.
So I would always
Covered.
get. Yeah, we won't go into the different copyrighted names for things, but
Oh, that's true.
let's just say their hash browns are amazing when they've got everything on them.
Yes.
Yes.
And then-
they're smothered. Oh.
Yeah, and they're covered.
And when you're cutting them up, they scatter.
Oh yes,
Oh,
absolutely.
yes.
And then you got the chunks,
The other chunks.
Yes.
ham,
Yes.
Let's not forget the
diced
chunks.
tomatoes.
Diced.
Yes, I've had it all.
So
Oh
good.
man, so good. And I would always put like even chili. Top
And
it
the
with chili.
gravy on top of that.
Oh no!
Have you
see, I
tried that
didn't-
way?
They didn't have biscuits and gravy back then.
They would
whenever I-
put the gravy on top of the
Did,
chili.
did they put gravy on?
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
That's heartburn just waiting to happen.
Oh no heartburn at all. I never got heartburn
Their
from it.
iced tea.
And I
was
would
great.
always get there.
Oh, it is good.
I
They
would
have
always
great
get
iced tea.
there because see, I was on a low
And the
carb diet.
coffee's good too.
I was on a low carb diet, so I would. That was my cheat meal
Right. I remember. Yep.
because I would drink if I mixed drinks.
And we
it was
were going.
diet soda
Yeah.
but I would eat.
But you'd gotten
chocolate
stranded somewhere.
Yeah, I had gotten stranded somewhere because I was at a house partying and I was showing off as to how well I was able to tell what different whiskeys were blindfolded, like brands, things like that. So I had a blindfold on, and they would they had a bunch of different brands of whiskey, and they would pass a shot in front of me, and I'd take a sip, and 9 times out of 10, I guessed it. Right, brand.
Wouldn't it even be more funny if you were actually wrong every time, but they said you were right so that you could get another shot?
Yeah.
Like just to...
Yeah, well, I ended up passing
Keep
out,
you
which
drinking?
was bad. And then I guess they marked on my face, and I didn't know it.
With a magic marker.
With the blue magic marker.
Did it wash off?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Must
my
have been
face
kids' marker.
was really red where I scrubbed it, though. So I ended up getting into a fight with this guy because of a misunderstanding. A lot of misunderstandings happen when you're drunk.
Yes.
Because it's hard to understand things when you're drunk.
Yeah, it really is hard to understand things. And they didn't want me to drive home because I was drinking, so they had that forethought. So they took me out. And not to mention, this is a guy that my wife had cheated on me with that dropped me off out in the middle of nowhere. And so I didn't know. I didn't want to call Dad. I'm not going to call Dad in the middle of the night. Hey, Dad, can you come get me? Bad idea. I didn't want to do that. Although he would have came and got me.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Dad.
You would have you would have gotten.
No, he wouldn't have yelled at me either. He knew, he was a very understanding, and he knew that yelling at somebody is not the right way really to get to them.
No.
He would express his disappointment, and that was far worse than yelling at me. But anyways, so I called Jay. It's like 2:00 in the morning, and Jay's over there like that. We went to pick up my car, and he followed me back to the house. By that point, he was so mad at me because of driving as drunk as I was. Was that the same time?
No.
No, okay, that was a different time where he came out and he went to give me them keys, and he snatched them out of my hands, and he snatched so hard that it pulled just the keychain off and left the keys in my hands.
Yeah.
That was another story for another day. But anyway, so
I thought he was going to die.
Yeah, we went to we decided to go to this well-known 24-hour breakfast eatery.
Mm-hmm.
And we used to go there all the time, so they knew us. And we walked in, and it's like, have you ever seen those in those westerns? Whenever somebody walks in, the music stops and everybody stops.
Yeah,
and looks
to
out.
the swinging
There's
doors.
a whistle.
Yes,
Somebody
that
whistling a
happened.
tune.
Everything stopped, and everybody stopped and looked at me. And I'm like, "Hi guys." They go,
Which Matt always gets attention anyway.
yeah, but that's just how I am.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
What's on your face? What's happened?
Weren't we sitting in the booth by then? when they noticed
No,
it?
we were standing there. I remember because you were standing to the left of me. And I'm like,
Or no, I went and got the booth while you went to the bathroom.
yes. And I was like, what are they talking about, Jay? He said, yeah, you probably should go and look in the mirror. You should probably go see it for yourself. And I walk in there and I look in the mirror and there's like blue all down this side of my face where they had marked on my face and thought it was really funny. Took pictures or whatever. And I was like, why didn't you tell me? I don't know. I thought it was kind of funny. He said. But he didn't say it with a laugh or anything. But of course you were inebriated too.
I was always drunk.
Good morning,
I go over to his
Scott.
house at 11 o'clock.
Larry?
He's like, you want a beer? Sure. It's in the trunk. Just got it this morning.
It's probably still cold.
Yeah, just got it this morning. There was already 15 of them gone. I'm like, all right. But I didn't think anything of it. We used
Those
to go to
30 packs, 30 packs of Keystone used to get.
Yeah. Oh,
And the Milwaukee's Best.
yeah. We
Yeah,
probably shouldn't.
cheapest stuff.
We probably
right.
shouldn't advertise
Oh,
beer
pardon me.
on here.
Right.
If we advertised anything, it shouldn't be beer.
No, sorry.
Beer is bad for you.
Yes.
But I mean,
is.
I guess I've been told that it's good for you if you drink like one a day, but it's not good for me if I drink one a day, because I can't drink just one a day.
No, me either.
Mm-mm.
Can't get enough of it.
And we were talking about obsessive
So then I'll
behavior,
have none.
like obsessive behavior towards anything is bad.
Yeah.
Right.
Like we were talking about how addictive pain medicine is,
Yes.
and how they can become obsessed with it.
There's physical addiction, and then there's a mental obsession, which is also an addiction, which I think is the worst part of it. Because with the mental obsession, you not only have all of the physical addictions because you're using the drug, but then you also have a mental obsession that's even harder to overcome because it's within.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Then you become reliant on that for your.
it's not a
psychological
side
well-being.
effect; it's a primary drive. You
Yeah.
know,
Yep. So John Cockcroft, I don't know if you put it on yours, but on my watch party, who are the laziest people in the world? The answer is bull riders are because they are only riders because they are only scheduled to work for 8 seconds at a time, and most of them get off early.
Ouch.
Well, that's true. Although it's pretty tough. I've never actually rode a bucking bronc or a bucking bull.
I have. It's exciting.
Yeah, but it's also deadly.
It can be deadly.
Can be. I was lucky I didn't. But
That's
man,
probably one of the reasons why your back goes out today.
it's probably one of them. It's probably a
Probably
compilation of a whole bunch of stuff.
compilation.
I was pretty wild. I was a pretty wild person.
Yeah.
No.
And
Still is.
I think
In so many ways.
I think something went wrong when I was young, and overcoming fear became a primary goal. And so anything I was afraid of, I would try to do so I wouldn't be afraid of it. So I don't know. I think that was not healthy.
I got another funny story. I'm sorry.
Okay, don't apologize. Let's hear it. We got funny stories about friends today.
I just
Folks, if you have a little funny short story, put it in the comments. One-liners.
I just thought of this. And this is a drinking one.
That's a drinking one. You used to drink?
No, I didn't drink on purpose. It was my friend Doug who split his pants.
Oh yeah.
It was him and his buddy Mike and me. We was in Virginia, and we decided to go to one of his friends' bars. And we were sitting there, and I've now you're going to think this is funny, but Long Island iced teas. We all know what Long Island iced teas are.
It's got 7
It's
different.
one of the only things you can drink that you can't always tell that there's alcohol.
Well,
depends on how they
he
mix it.
knew.
It has 7 different liquors in it.
Yes, it does. And
Literally.
Well, Virginia, they
Unless
got
you
more.
talk about the Texas iced tea has an added tequila.
Yeah, they
Shot of tequila on
added
top.
all this, and there at that time it was like 5-6 different liquors.
I went to a bartending academy.
I don't think I ever actually had it.
Oh, you probably did.
And so I'm drinking this first one, and I said yes. Or my friend Doug's like, my friend, he'll have an iced tea, and they all knew what it was, and I didn't. And then so I'm.
You must have thought that was the worst iced tea you ever had.
Man, this
No,
is,
I'm like, man,
This
why
iced
is
tea's
this
been
so sweet?
this iced tea's been sitting out for a while.
It was like a sweetness to
Oh,
it,
yeah.
and I was like, man, this is good. And well, have another one. It's my party. Have another one. I'm like, okay, it's refills. It's free refills. He's paying for it,
And you never really drank up until this point?
nope.
Oh, so yeah, you wouldn't know.
Oh, man.
So I'm like,
How did you
man,
even think
thank
that
you.
was
And all of a
good?
sudden, I start feeling a little funny.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Then
why
there
am I
goes the
getting-
inhibitions.
why
Yeah,
am I
oh my.
feeling kind of funny? Well, there's a couple ladies that were with us, and I said, wow, Lori, you're looking really good tonight. And I'm like,
Everybody must have.
everybody was laughing. I'm like, what's everybody laughing for? It's not funny. I really like her.
Oh,
Yeah. You know how many people are going,
my.
ooh.
Ooh.
And six
Thinking about that right
six
now.
iced tea.
You had
Ladies.
6 Long Island iced teas? First time drinking?
Yeah,
And it was
lucky
6
you're
Long
alive.
Island iced teas.
yes.
You're lucky
And
you're
so
alive.
about the fourth or fifth one, I'm like, man, why am I feeling funny? Oh, I don't know. Are you sick? And
I bet you felt like hammered dog poo.
I don't feel sick.
Like the
And
next
I'm
day.
like, why am I talking funny? Am I talking funny? Oh no, you're sounding great. Okay. And
That's
about
like-
the 6th one later, I'm like, wow, you're really beautiful, Lori. And Lori's kind of going back like, get away from me, stay away from me.
I bet.
And so we get.
Is this a story that your wife's not going to be happy about hearing?
No, she already knows.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you already know the story, Rachel. And so I get outside, and there's a railing, like one of those long pole, like railings on the side. So I didn't just walk down the steps. I got on the bar, and I slid down, and boom, hit my head on the ground, and I was like, wow, I don't know. I wasn't knocked out. I just, the next morning, though, there was a big old red mark on my forehead. I'm like, oh man, what happened? How did I get that? You
Now
don't
be sure and
remember?
turn and look at the camera from time to time, so they
Yes.
know that you're talking to them.
Yes. Sorry,
But
folks.
no, that's all right. No, so
I'm so used to talking to people and not the camera, so excuse me.
you know how we
So I'm going to make up for it on my show.
now I know that we've all who have been in those party days have woke up after drinking one
Well,
night and knew that they had made somebody mad.
Well, before that happened, I was so stinking drunk that I was the friend of ours that we stayed with in Virginia. He had a mattress on the floor, and he said, "Well, Steve, you can lay there." And I'm like, "Well, oh man, wow, that's really foamy." I'm foaming, and they're all laughing.
I bet you were foaming.
Yeah, I bet so.
And
I'm
I'm
surprised you didn't
thinking
throw
that-
up yet.
No, and I'm thinking the mattress is a waterbed.
Oh wow! So you're just sitting there moving back and forth like
And
it's a
I'm like,
waterbed.
Wow,
Oh,
this
wow.
is cool. This
You
is
remember waterbeds? Did you have a waterbed?
Oh yeah, I did
I
too.
used one, never had one of my own. Didn't want
That's
to.
a
Didn't like
pain.
them.
And I remember every time we moved, that's one of the things I hated the most because you had to drain it. Right, you had to drain the water
air
out of the
out of
waterbed,
it, too.
and if you didn't have a hose that you could stick out the window, you had to bring it to the hook it up to the sink in the bathroom, and it would force the water out and down into the drain. But filling it up, that was a couple day deal.
Oh yeah, that one, they were nice too. You fix it all.
Yeah,
up
until
and
you
up.
You
wanted to
better
get out of
prepare
it.
your house for it though, because
Or-
you shouldn't put a waterbed in a room without shoring up the floor directly under it.
Yeah.
You should
Or
pour
make sure that
footings
you-
under there, put extra bracing in, or
And
it'll damage your house.
Don't wear shoes on the waterbed because you can puncture a hole,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
and then find yourself soaking wet and wondering what the world
Thinking you
happened.
peed to bed.
That's what happened to me.
I'm sure we used to sit there. One of the things that was so entertaining for us as children,
Oh yeah.
we would sit there and see the air bubbles underneath and try to move them around, and that was so entertaining. But like never lay an infant on a waterbed. Never. Yeah, we all just took a big deep gasp there. And don't be. You get even adults could get stuck between the waterbed mattress part and then the
side.
The side.
Yep,
And-
it's easy to do.
See, I got to stop thinking about that stuff because
Depends
then
on the
my
type of
anxiety
bed
starts
too,
to
because
rise.
they had the water beds that actually had a mattress inside of it.
Right.
So it was like a big block of foam inside, and you'd fill it with water, and the foam would absorb the water, and so those weren't as uncomfortable.
right.
Steve Schultz said he had one the first time it wasn't heated up yet, and his body was really sore the next day.
Oh, I bet. Oh,
Ooh, yeah.
Because it saps the heat.
yeah.
Because water
Hypothermia.
transfers heat.
Hypothermia.
That's
Yep.
yeah.
They even on the instruction manual will tell you under no circumstances there is no insulation. You can't lay on top of blankets or anything like that and be protected from those sucking the heat out of you.
Yeah.
It'll pull the heat out of you.
Yeah, that's true. So, I'm sorry, but I was in the middle of. I'm almost.
Well, it's time
done.
for us to. Well, man, it's almost time for us to get out of here. We got 2 minutes.
Well, okay. Well, I'm just about done. So I laid down on this mattress, and all of a sudden it's like they started playing Pink Floyd,
Oh goodness.
and I'm like, "Beam me up, Scotty." I'm like, "Can I? We're ready for takeoff," and I put my seatbelt on, and I was like, "Well, put your seatbelt on. Make sure you're okay. We're ready for takeoff." And the next morning, I'm waking up going, "What in the world's going on?"
Oh, so that's like where your memory quit.
And they're like, "You don't remember anything?" And I went, "No." Oh, and they started laughing. They said, "Did you know you had 6 Long Island iced teas?" I was like, "What's
No,
that?"
What? What's that?
What?
That's
You know,
wrong. For somebody to do that to somebody, that's poisoning
You could
somebody.
have died.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said, "Well, we gave you Long Island iced teas." I'm like, "I know. I remember having the iced tea." No, and it had 6 different liquors in it. What?
Yeah, those things are pretty strong. That's why people like them, is because you don't really taste the alcohol in them if they're made
anyway,
right.
that was one of the it's not funny now, but it was funny back then because it was serious stuff.
Yeah.
And I never let Doug live it down for that.
Surprised you weren't sick for days.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I didn't mean to take up the.
No, that's
No,
all
you're
right.
good.
That's all part of it. So,
I'm sick just thinking about it.
I'd like to thank everybody for joining us on the Morning Drive today. We'll be back on Monday, same time, same channel. Tune in next for a rerun of The Morning Mouth with Johnny Rooster and Pastor Matt from a month ago, just to keep you guys up and
Laughing.
Yes.
And then after that, Dr. Paul Collins and his wife Nancy with The Happy Hour. So
Can't
tune
wait.
in. Stay tuned.
Can't
Until
wait.
then, my friends, God bless you and keep you. We love you. My name is Matt,
My name is Jay.
My name is Steve.
and this has been
The
Morning Drive.